It's Thursday and I am going out today. It is my yearly ophthalmology appointment. So, as many of you know, I have sickle cell disorder and my genotype is SC. And one of the things that is more common with people with SC than other variants is sickle cell retinopathy. And that is when the blood vessels to your retina get damaged by the sickle cells, which we know are hardened, misshaped, and are not really functioning like a normal red blood cell would. So I have experienced for the last several years issues with my vision. And so I have a yearly ophthalmology appointment at the hospital where they scan my eyes and check for damage, have a look at the blood vessels, have a look at the state of my retina, and just keep an eye on my vision and any deterioration that takes place. So I am going to take you with me today and explain a little bit more about this side of sickle cell that some of you may not know about. Where has spring gone? It's absolutely freezing. The wind is winding. So I've got out the big thick winter jacket and the gloves because people with sickle cell have an aversion to the cold. All right, let's get to the hospital. So today my mother is accompanying me to the hospital for two reasons. One, she always comes with me for my ophthalmology appointments yearly, just because it's something that she does. And two, because after they have done all of the scans and imaging of my eyes are quite blurry. And so I'm unable to drive back from the hospital. So they recommend that you have a chaperone to make sure that you get home safely. So I first noticed floaters in my eyes when I turned 30, these tiny shadows that drifted across my vision. And I mentioned it to my consultant hematologist and she didn't hesitate. She referred me straight to the ophthalmology department. And so ever since then, I have been coming yearly for them to observe my eyes and see what condition they are in and to track any deterioration. So this is us arriving in the hospital only to find out that the lifts are not working. So I had to speed this part up because it takes me forever to climb stairs. It's one of the hardest things I find mobility wise. So let me go back to talking about sickle retinopathy. Sickle retinopathy develops in stages. It begins with tiny blood vessels at the edge of the retina becoming blocked. And the eye tries to compensate by creating detours between arteries and the veins. And then later, fragile new blood vessels appear, often spreading like fans across the periphery of your eyes. And these vessels are delicate and can bleed easily, sometimes causing blood to leak into the gel inside the eye. And over time, scar tissue and repeated bleeding may pull the retina away from the back of the eye, and that is what threatens vision. The first time that I had floaters in my eyes, I went to the eye hospital emergency department and I did have a bleed on my eyes. So it's essential that we go for these regular checkups. So here I am in the waiting area. They have just done the first round of diagnostic testing where they do a general vision check and then also check the pressure to see if there's glaucoma or any other issues affecting the amount of pressure in the eyes. They have also put in 2 sets of drops that are to dilate my pupils, and they sting. And I am now just waiting 15 to 20 minutes for my pupils to dilate sufficiently for them to be able to look to the whole eyeball, especially towards the back, to the retina and to the blood vessels that feed the back of my eyes. And that's to see if there are any changes from last year or any issues with my vision that need actioning. So it's getting to the point where I can no longer see small or medium letters, but I can still see some of the bigger headings. So that's how I can tell that the drops are working. So I will let you know how things go after round 2. I'm just waiting for the all clear so I can go. So they've changed things up a little bit at the ophthalmology department. Usually you will do your testing and then you will wait and see the consultant ophthalmologist to go through the results effectively. But they're no longer doing that. So today will just be diagnostic testing, and then I'm free to go. And then the results of the imaging and the scans and everything else that they've done will go through to either the consultant or the consultant's registrar. They will write a report. If there is anything untoward or needs emergency or urgent attention, they will call me back in for a consultation. Otherwise, they will just upload the report to my MyChart. I think send a copy to either my GP or my consultant hematologist, and then they'll see me again in a year. So I'm back at my parents' temporarily with very unfocused eyes, and I'll be here for the next few hours until my vision properly returns and I can drive home. So I hope this has been a little bit insightful, a little bit educational, and if you or your child has the SC variant in particular, but sickle cell retinopathy can affect anybody with any of the sickle cell genotypes, make sure you speak to your hematologist, who should be able to make a referral to the ophthalmology clinic at your hospital, because at least at the bare minimum, prevention is of course better than cure.